Hey guys, I miss you all so much, and I'm so sad that I didn't get to be there on Friday to see you on what would have been our last day together. I can't believe Thursday was the last day that I was going to see you as fourth graders. When I got the news yesterday, was so sad. I had a good cry about it just because I miss you guys so much, and I can't believe that I'm not going to see you again as fourth graders. So I hope that next year when you are in fifth grade, you will come down the hallway to visit me and we'll have lunch bunches. And I just want you all to know that I miss you so much, and I can't wait until we get to see each other again. So I wanted to start reading some books to you guys, kind of making it feel a little bit like we're together again. So I'm going to start today with a book called As an Oak Tree Grows. So if you take a look at what am I doing here? At the cover, you can see that there is a tree, and if you look over here, there is looks like maybe a brother and sister, and if you look at what time period they might be living in based on what's in the background, their clothes, and then look over here and see what you might notice. Okay, so as an oak tree grows. On a sunny late summer day, a young boy planted an acorn in the ground. Take a look at those pictures. Oops. Take a look at those pictures. Kind of see, that looks almost like one of the homes that we talked about when we were doing Virginia Indians. Later that year, an oak tree sprouted up from the earth into the air and light. Each fall it will shed its leaves, and each spring new ones will grow. And here's the little tree. The boy grew up and moved away. Farmers now lived here. They cleared the hillsides where forests once stood. The wood was used for building and to burn in fireplaces. But the oak tree was left standing. Oh, you can see it grew a little bit. What I want you to do as I'm reading is take a look at the hills in the background and this water over here, and notice kind of what changes and what stays the same. The oak tree had room to spread wide as he grew upward and outward. Sometimes snow was very heavy and a branch would break off. Take a look at those pictures. Oh, you can see that little hut isn't there anymore. As the oak tree grew, everyone and everything was on the move. Children grew. Some stayed to work on the farms, and others left to work in factories. Ships came and went. Large engines rumbled along steel rails. Birds perched in the oak tree to rest from long migrations. Some stayed and made new homes, and others flew on. More people arrived and built new houses and buildings. Some years little rain fell. Hills and fields were dry where trees had once stood and shaded the ground from the sun's rays. The oak tree's roots reached far underground for water as its leaves wilted. Farmers conserved what little they had for thirsty livestock until the rain fell again. Let's take a look at the water. That tree has really grown now. The house looks about the same. Electricity came through wires that were strung over hills and through valleys. It powered street lamps and homes. The land twinkled with lights as stars faded in the night sky. The oak tree grew slowly and steadily while all around it life sped by. People rode in cars to go to work and visit friends, to go shopping and just for a drive. Oh, there's cars now. House looks about the same. Soon the air was filled with jet contrails and radio waves, and sound waves of beeping cars, barking dogs, zooming motorboats, whistling trains, and music. Oh, the cars look really different now. Look at the tree, how much it's grown. The oak tree is 200 years old. It has shed its leaves and grown new ones each year. Animals, birds, and insects have made homes in its folds and holes and branches. The oak tree, with its strong roots, trunk, and limbs, has survived many storms over its lifetime. Now a fog rolls in and a big storm is on the way. The storm is powerful and the oak tree is split in two. It does not survive this storm. People come to look where the great oak tree once stood. The tree is cut into pieces to be used for firewood, furniture, and mulch. So look at what is all behind the tree now. It's crazy to think it started as this. And now 200 years later, it looks like that. A new day dawns. Once again, the ground is warm and welcoming as a new oak tree grows. See that little? So this is one of my favorite books just because it really makes me think about, you know, the trees that are all around us, and I think about, you know, what sort of things have these trees seen? You know, when we talk about when we were talking about the Powhatan Indians and how they lived here where we are, we were saying that we could be standing right where an Indian tribe once lived and we don't even know it. So it's just cool to think about trees, especially like this one, that have been around for a long time, and kind of wondering like what sorts of things that you know, were around when the tree first grew. So just some things that I wanted you to think about is, what did the oak tree grow from? Do you remember what it grew from? It was an acorn. What caused the oak tree to split in two? If you were reading, or if you were listening, you would go back and tell me that it grew, oh my gosh, that it split in two from a storm. And in what ways did it change as it grew? And what about the world around it? I thought it was really cool to kind of look around and see how the world had changed. And they were talking about things like electricity and about the cars, and then eventually about the jets that were flying overhead. So just some fun activities that I want you to kind of do related to this is take a walk today. If you can, the weather is nice. It's not raining for once. And, you know, see if you can collect any acorns that maybe you could plant. If you see any trees that have been chopped down, maybe see if you can take a look kind of like in this picture and see if you can count the rings on the tree. You know, they say that's how old a tree is, by however each one of the little rings on the tree. So just get outside today, get a little fresh air. I know it's hard being cooped up in the house, but I will be back with another book for you tomorrow or the next day. And I miss you all so much. All right, bye.